Oh, if only. Can any of you imagine if Harry had been bested by Ron to the nicer, more fancy looking potions book, and Ron was left with the tattered but invaluable Half-Blood Prince, aka Severus Snape's book instead? It's incredible to think that particular moment was crucial to the whole story panning out how it did, with Harry finally able to defeat Voldemort. But if it did happen to be wrong with the other book, just how much would this story change? I can tell you for starters, a lot. So let's do it. Let's dive in and talk about what would happen if Ron got the Half-Blood Prince book instead of Harry. So everyone, I've done a good couple of what if videos over the years, and they've always been big scenarios that you just know will see a massive story change if they didn't pan out how they were supposed to. Videos like what if Voldemort killed Harry or what if Dumbledore survived. But when this video on the Half-Blood Prince book came to me, I actually sat there and thought, oh my god, if Harry had not got that tattered book, the storyline would be so messed up and changed for the worse, all because of a fight for the nicer toy between two friends. But as I said, what an important result that was for Ron to best Harry, because had Harry won, well, Harry would lose. So what exactly do I mean? Let's get started and I will tell you. Well, first up is the obvious. Ron would begin to excel in potions, and it would be he who caught Slughorn's eye for his own perfect draft of Living Death. Now this would do wonders for Ron's own confidence. In fairness, he does feel it being in Harry's shadow for fame and Hermione's shadow academically, so we all know Ron is the more encouraging type. Despite having good intentions for the well-being of his friends, he wouldn't think twice about using the potions book to his advantage, especially if it gets him ahead of the class and into the good books of Professor Slughorn. I'd like to talk about today's sponsor, Surfshark. Surfshark offer you an incredibly powerful VPN to protect your internet privacy. In today's computer age, hackers are constantly trying to gain access to your bank account details, your social media passwords, and access to your personal information, amongst many other things. This can all be prevented when browsing under Surfshark's protection. Not only does it protect your privacy, it also offers you a lot more. Different countries have different viewing restrictions on what content can be viewed. Therefore, by logging into a VPN based in another country, you can gain access to that content that may be blocked in the country that you live in. For those of you who've always wanted to watch the full 8 Harry Potter movies on Netflix, but haven't been able to in your own country, you can simply select Turkey on your Surfshark VPN location and have full access to every single one of them. It's that simple. If you join Surfshark today, you'll get 83% off, 3 extra months for free. You'll also be able to use Surfshark on as many devices as you like. There's no limits. And finally, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. Basically, if you're not happy, if you're not satisfied, then your money will be returned. It's a no-brainer, guys. So sign up to Surfshark right now by clicking the link in the description below. In addition to that, I don't think Ron would open his mouth to anyone about the book's additional qualities. Harry would eventually catch on, I can imagine. But the issue is with Ron. Because of his normal below-par academic performance, people would begin to question how he got so good all of a sudden. Hermione especially, who could barely take Harry outperforming her in the original timeline, but I'm not entirely sure she'd accept Ron doing so. After denying her investigation questions, Ron would convince Hermione that he's actually applying himself for once, and is it so wrong for him to want to be better? Hermione, then feeling a little guilty, would begin to be much more attracted to him, admiring his newly and honestly learned potion skills. She begins to see Ron in a different light. She never expected it, but she's happily surprised. Still, she would have her underlying doubts. Ron's advantage becomes Harry's disadvantage. Dumbledore would still task Harry with spying on Horace, but with Harry having no way to truly excel because he's just rubbish at potions, it's Ron who gets to go to the Slug Club dinner parties as the star student. I do wonder if Harry would also get an invite just for his star status alone, with Slughorn overlooking his average to below par performance. It's going to be much more difficult for Harry to get close to Slughorn. Even if he ups his studies, Ron is still ahead. It's obviously Ron who wins the liquid luck when he brews the perfect draft of living death, and as likeable as Ron is, he'd most likely use it on something stupid he's entitled to at the end of the day. It's his prize. He'd probably figure he could brew some more himself now that he has his invaluable book. I can even imagine him saying, "Could probably brew some more with the help of this." The thing is that despite taking some good practical learning tips and improvement, because don't forget the book is still a book, it's there to help Ron would also learn the Sectum Semper spell. Now he'd be just as curious as Harry was to discover what the spell could do. It's who he'd risk using it on is the question I've struggled myself to answer. I don't want to think of someone for the sake of it. I also believe Ron would be just as quick to use it as Harry was with Draco Malfoy, of which their duel would most likely come to a stalemate, with Harry not having that devastating spell in his arsenal. I think they duel until Snape arrived to stop it, and both boys would receive detention. Now, as I previously said, Ron would have won the vial, which means Harry's in a world of trouble without it. Harry winning and using that vial of liquid luck is crucial to the plot. Without it, the chain of events that led Harry, Horace and Hagrid all sat together in the half-giant's hut would have never happened. Meaning Slughorn wouldn't have gotten drunk, becoming racked with guilt, and therefore Harry would have never convinced him to extract a memory of what really happened that night in his quarters with a young Tom Riddle, which as we know was absolutely crucial to discovering that Voldemort created Horcruxes. Without understanding the Dark Lord's secret, Harry, Dumbledore and the Order could never truly defeat him. They would be fighting blind, fighting a losing battle. Discovering the Horcruxes gave Harry hope, the will to keep going, a light at the end of the tunnel. Without that knowledge, I'm sad to say, Voldemort would have eventually defeated them all. So everyone, now you know just how important it was, just how crucial a moment it was for Ron to beat Harry to the nicer, more pristine potions book. Thanks for watching everyone, I'll see you all in the next video, and have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your support. Everyone, notifications of uploads are more important than ever. So please, if you haven't already, turn those notifications on to make sure you're notified the moment my video goes live. Making videos is what I love to do. It's my dream and my passion. However, it does cost time and money to produce this content. So if you have $1 to spare to support me on Patreon in exchange for some exclusive unseen content, then you can click the Patreon link below or at the end of this video. Please only support me if you can afford it. And make sure to follow me on Instagram at InstaDNJ and on Twitter at PotterFolklore. Check out my other videos appearing on screen, and please make sure, most importantly, to hit that subscribe button. Thanks again everyone, and please have a great day.